Welcome to World Icons and Travel. Today, we embark on a journey through the life and legacy of one of the most transformative figures in European history, Otto von Bismarck. More than just a statesman, Bismarck was a force of nature who single-handedly reshaped the map of Europe and forged the German Empire. Join us as we explore the geographical landscape of 19th-century Europe that formed the backdrop of his actions, delve into the intricate history of German unification he masterminded, and trace the lasting impact of his policies on the world stage. From the fields of Prussia to the halls of power, prepare to witness the rise of the Iron Chancellor. Our exploration of Bismarck's world begins now. The Prussian landscape, birth and early life in a kingdom forged by discipline. Otto Eduard Leopold von Bismarck Schönhausen was born in 1815 in Schönhausen, a rural estate in the Kingdom of Prussia. Explore a map of 19th-century Prussia, highlighting the location of Schönhausen. His upbringing in the Prussian countryside instilled in him a deep sense of duty, discipline, and a strong connection to the land. Show images of the Schönhausen estate and the surrounding Prussian landscape. Prussia, with its militaristic tradition and Junker aristocracy, of which Bismarck was a member, played a dominant role in the fragmented German Confederation. Show images depicting Prussian society, the Junker class and the Prussian military. Bismarck's early education and experiences shaped his conservative political views and his belief in the strength and authority of the Prussian state. Show illustrations and historical accounts of Bismarck's education and early career. The geography of Prussia, with its strategic location in Northern Europe and its ambition for territorial expansion, heavily influenced Bismarck's later policies. Show maps illustrating Prussia's geographical position and its territorial growth in the centuries leading up to Bismarck's rise. The values and characteristics of Prussian society and its landscape were fundamental in molding the man who would become the Iron Chancellor. Navigating the German Confederation, early political career and diplomatic acumen. Bismarck's political career began in the 1840s as he served in various Prussian representative bodies. Explore a map of the German Confederation, highlighting the numerous independent states. This era was marked by liberal movements and calls for German unification, which Bismarck initially opposed, firmly believing in the sovereignty of the Prussian monarchy. Show illustrations and historical accounts of the political climate in the German Confederation and Bismarck's early political activities. His diplomatic skills became evident during his time as Prussian envoy to the Frankfurt Diet, the assembly of the German Confederation. Show illustrations of the Frankfurt Diet and Bismarck's interactions with other German representatives. Bismarck's keen understanding of power dynamics and his willingness to employ realpolitik, a pragmatic, power-based approach to foreign policy, began to emerge. Show political cartoons from the era depicting Bismarck's early diplomatic maneuvering. The geographical divisions within the German Confederation, with the rivalry between Prussia and Austria as a central theme, provided the complex political landscape that Bismarck would later navigate and ultimately reshape. Show maps highlighting the territories and spheres of influence of Prussia and Austria within the Confederation. The rise of the Iron Chancellor, domestic reforms and military modernization. In 1862, King Wilhelm I of Prussia appointed Bismarck as minister-president. This marked a turning point in German history. Show portraits of King Wilhelm I and Otto von Bismarck. Bismarck's firm and decisive leadership, earning him the nickname the Iron Chancellor, was immediately apparent as he navigated political deadlock and implemented significant domestic reforms. Show illustrations of the Prussian parliament and Bismarck's speeches, recognizing the importance of military strength in achieving Prussia's goals. Bismarck oversaw the modernization of the Prussian army under the leadership of Albrecht von Roon and Helmuth von Moltke the Elder. Show images depicting the Prussian military reforms and advancements. The geographical advantages of Prussia, including its industrializing regions and strategic location, supported its military buildup. Show maps highlighting Prussia's industrial areas and strategic military positions. Bismarck's domestic policies, often controversial, laid the groundwork for a unified and powerful Germany. Show illustrations and historical accounts of Bismarck's early domestic reforms. Wars of Unification, blood and iron forging a nation. Bismarck famously stated that the great questions of the day would not be settled by speeches and majority decisions, but by iron and blood. This philosophy guided his strategy for German unification through a series of decisive wars. Explore maps of Europe showing the lead-up to and aftermath of the Wars of Unification. The Second Schleswig War, 1864, against Denmark, while seemingly minor, was a crucial step in asserting Prussian power and challenging Austrian influence in the German Confederation. Show maps of Schleswig and Holstein and illustrations of the war. The Austro-Prussian War of 1866 was a pivotal conflict that decisively established Prussian dominance over Austria and led to the dissolution of the German Confederation, replaced by the North German Confederation under Prussian leadership. Show maps illustrating the Austro-Prussian War and its key battles, e.g., Königgrätz. The Franco-Prussian War of 1870 to 1871 completed German unification, uniting the southern German states with the North German Confederation in a triumphant victory over France. Show maps and illustrations of the Franco-Prussian War, including the Siege of Paris and the proclamation of the German Empire at Versailles. The geographical locations of these wars and the strategic importance of territories like Schleswig-Holstein, Bohemia, and Alsace-Lorraine were central to Bismarck's planning and the outcomes of the conflicts. Show maps highlighting these key regions. The impact of these wars on the political map of Europe was profound, marking the rise of a powerful unified Germany. The German Empire, consolidation, industrialization, and social reforms. The proclamation of the German Empire in 1871 at the Palace of Versailles marked the culmination of Bismarck's efforts. Explore maps of the newly unified German Empire. As Imperial Chancellor, Bismarck focused on consolidating the new empire, fostering industrial growth, and addressing social issues. Show images of 19th-century German industrial landscapes and technological advancements. To counter the rise of socialism, Bismarck implemented a series of social welfare reforms, including old-age pensions, accident insurance, and health insurance, surprisingly progressive for his time. Show illustrations and historical accounts of these social reforms. The geography of the German Empire, with its abundant natural resources, coal, iron, and interconnected railway network, fueled its rapid industrialization. Show maps highlighting Germany's natural resources and railway infrastructure. Bismarck also navigated complex relationships with other European powers to secure Germany's position on the continent. Show political cartoons and illustrations depicting Bismarck's foreign policy during this period. The cultural and societal changes within the newly unified Germany were significant, as regional identities gradually merged into a national consciousness. The Congress of Berlin and the scramble for Africa. Bismarck's diplomatic masterclass. Bismarck's diplomatic skills were further showcased at the Congress of Berlin in 1878, where he skillfully mediated disputes among European powers following the Russo-Turkish War, preventing a major European conflict. Show illustrations and historical accounts of the Congress of Berlin and its key figures. His role in the Congress earned him international recognition as a master diplomat. Explore maps of Europe and the Balkans during this period. Bismarck also played a significant, albeit complex, role in the scramble for Africa, orchestrating the Berlin Conference of 1884 to 1885, which regulated European colonization and trade in Africa. Show maps of Africa showing European colonial divisions and illustrations of the Berlin Conference. Bismarck's motivations in Africa were primarily strategic, aiming to prevent conflicts between European powers and to secure Germany's limited colonial interests. Show political cartoons depicting Bismarck's involvement in African colonization. The geographical division of Africa among European powers had a lasting impact on the continent's history. Show maps illustrating the long-term consequences of European colonialism in Africa. Bismarck's foreign policy during this era was a delicate balancing act, aimed at maintaining peace in Europe while securing Germany's place as a major power. Dismissal and legacy. The shadow of the Iron Chancellor. In 1890, Bismarck was dismissed by the new Kaiser Wilhelm II, marking the end of an era in German and European history. Show portraits of Kaiser Wilhelm II and Bismarck during this period. Their differing political philosophies and ambitions led to Bismarck's removal from power. Explore the political climate in Germany following Bismarck's dismissal. Despite his departure, Bismarck's legacy continued to shape Germany and Europe. His creation of a unified Germany had fundamentally altered the balance of power. Show maps of Europe in the early 20th century, reflecting the impact of German unification. His social welfare reforms served as a model for other nations. Show historical accounts of the influence of Bismarck's social policies. However, his authoritarian tendencies and his system of alliances also contributed to the tensions that would eventually lead to World War I. Show political cartoons and historical analyses of Bismarck's long-term impact, both positive and negative. The geographical and political landscape of Europe was irrevocably changed by Bismarck's actions, and his influence continues to be debated and analyzed by historians today. Show images of monuments and memorials dedicated to Bismarck across Germany. Otto von Bismarck, the Iron Chancellor, was a towering figure whose actions reshaped the map of Europe and forged the German Empire. His complex legacy encompasses both remarkable achievements and significant long-term consequences. From the Prussian heartland to the grand stages of European diplomacy, Bismarck's life offers a fascinating study in power, politics, and the forging of nations. His impact on history and the geographical landscape of Europe remains profound. What aspects of Bismarck's life and legacy most intrigue you? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, share it with fellow history enthusiasts and world explorers, and subscribe to World Icons and Travel for more in-depth explorations of the figures and events that have shaped our world. Until our next journey through history, farewell.